Welcome back to the Metal Cabin, metalers and maniacs. Thanks very much for checking out the first video, and thanks a lot for your feedback. I had a lot of advice from a lot of people. Some people even offered for me to send them some videos and they could do some editing for me and show me some tricks. I know there were some technical glitches on that video. I uninstalled the software and did a bit of research, and I'm trying this now and seeing how we get on. Also, with the first video, it was broad daylight. It's really hot here at the moment, and the sun was just right on me and the lighting wasn't very good. And now I've got the opposite problem where I'm filming at night and I've had to get a desk lamp to help bring some light in here. So we'll see how we get on. But today we're talking about one of my favourite bands, Onslaught, with let's get a bit of, see that, the new album, Generation Antichrist. What I'm going to do from now on is let's talk about, and I'm going to talk about a band. I'm going to go through the catalogue up until the present day, and then I'm going to do another thing of underrated, where I'll focus on one album, and then I'll do album reviews as they come out, collection updates as they come in, streaming once I wrap my head around that, and so on and so forth. So let's crack on. Onslaught started back in the 80s. It started out really as a punk band in the vein of Discharge, English Dogs, that kind of thing. If you pick up this release, it's, trying to get the lighting on there, In the Shadow of Death, I think this is, yes, The Shadow of Death. The trying to get the light on it. There you go. Yeah, perfect. This is the early material, the sort of punk days. Pretty good to get, but get it last. You can get it for the thing. But this is the real proper first Onslaught album, Powers from Hell. I've got two here actually. This is actually a bootleg of a gig in 1984 when I was 6 months old. This is the actual album though. Just get some. There's either too much light or not enough. But yeah, the first Onslaught album. Now, at this point, they've kind of got 1 foot still in punk, but also 1 foot going forward into metal, what they would go on to become. The opening track, well, it's not the opening track, sorry, no, Thermonuclear Devastation, an early version of that is on this. So if you're a fan of that album, definitely check this out. But yeah, a lot of people kind of think this is the sort of punky album, and then the false is when they would go metal, but no, there's a lot of metal going on this as well. There's some long tracks on it as well. There's even like a 7-minute. I think it's Lord of Evil. Can't remember which song, but it's really melodic at the beginning. So there's lots going on with this album, but it's very here, there, punk, fast, slow, melodic. This album is when things are fully formed. This is the masterpiece in many people's eyes. This is the false. Still not getting very good lighting on this. Oh, here we go. Trying to get it there, yeah. This is a masterpiece, an absolute classic. Everything's fully formed. Shredding riffs, amazing solos, fantastic vocals, memorable songs. Metal Forces is a favourite of mine. Demoniac as well. The band basically just did a 2-year tour playing this album in full. I managed to pick up as well a Chinese edition of the album, signed by the band. This is pretty cool. It's different, as you can tell. A cool little Obi strip thing as well. This is a limited edition the band was selling from Facebook that I managed to get, which I'm pretty cool with. This album as well, they were a 4-piece on this album. You had the vocalist and guitarist. Who was on that? Have you got it written down here? No, I can't see. But the vocalist guitarist on this album steps aside, stays on guitar, so they go from a 4-piece to a 5-piece, where Cy Keeler joins on this band. Joins on this album. So things get a bit complicated from there. During the recording sessions of the third album, things go a bit skew with. to say the least. And they bring in Steve Grimmett of Grim Reaper, Lionheart fame for In Search of Sanity, and the lighting on this is going to be even. Oh, I think we just caught it there. Odd album this. There's a lot going on with it. It's generally regarded as sort of they went commercial or they went melodic. Not quite true. So there is elements of that, but there's a lot of shredders on this as well. Steve Grimmett's got this like soaring voice. He's up there with sort of Bruce Dickinson or someone like that. The problem with this album mainly is its pace. It's very stop-start. Like the opening track, Asylum. Normally there's like an intro track. They're about 2 minutes long, a minute and a half. This goes on for like 5 minutes, and it's just nothing. In Search of Sanity is a fantastic song. Shell Shock's awesome. You're hearing that right now, actually, the re-recorded version, which we'll get to when we come to it. Lighting War's a great song, but then right in the middle they chuck in this cover of Let There Be Rock by AC/DC. It goes on for ages, and it's just not necessary. Welcome to Dying as well. Nice melodic, sort of moody, ballady sort of song, but again, it's just too long. Yeah, that's the problem with this album. They don't know when. They needed an editor on this. But we'll revisit this further in the catalogue because there's a few bits going on with that. Coming up next, let's play some tunes. Metal Forces, I think. Yeah. So the band then split up. 14 years go by, and then the band reformed, and then they unleash this bastard of an album. I will get it. Kill in Peace. And then after that, there was this DVD, Live in Poland. On the interview section of this DVD, everything's explained. Nige Rockett, the main guy on guitar, main songwriter, he basically explains that this is the album that Onslaught always should have made but never did quite make. Psycheala's back in the band as well. I think this is pretty much the False lineup, or the In Search of Sanity lineup, give or take. Everything comes together on this album. This is what, with the modern sound as well, it's produced by Andy Sneap. Great songs like Burn, Kill in Peace. Yeah, everything finally comes together on this fantastic album. And then they go on a winning streak. So you've got this live album as well, live in like Damnation sets. This is a CD and DVD flip it over thing. Flip it over, DVD, CD. Cool set list as well. Nice balance. I'm running out of places to put things. And then up we have, this is going to be a right pain in the arse. This is Sounds of Violence, but are you even gonna... yeah. It's a black on grey thing. It's basically this symbol with a black and grey sort of silvery background, but yeah, the light's just not picking it up. Basically pick up where Kill in Peace left off. Again, just a really good collection of songs, great riffs, brutal as hell, good elements of groove as well, such as the title track. Yeah, things just carry on the way they are really. And then they unleash what I think is a later day masterpiece. This is my favourite album. So yeah, this is probably my favourite Onslaught album. And this is 6, which again I've managed to get signed at a gig. Awesome artwork, awesome songs. That's just all there is to it. Just fantastic songwriting, fantastic memorable choruses, catchy hooky riffs. Let's have a look. Just Fuel for My Fire. As soon as you hear that, you'll instantly remember it. Same as Children of the Sand, with the Middle Eastern female vocals in the background during the chorus. Big hooky. 666 again. That's a staple in the live album now. Live act, sorry. They'll always play that. And they followed up with this awesome live album. This here was a backstage pass for this gig. I managed to interview the band and did a review for that show, so it was really good to be there and then pick this up as well. Now, what I was talking about In Search of Sanity, it was originally recorded with silence and everything happened. So it's kind of odd-ended as that album is. On this album, you've got the bonus track that he re-recorded the track Shell Shock, and then on this album he does In Search of Sanity live. So listen to those two tracks, you kind of get an idea of what the album's meant to sound like. There was talk at the time of them completely re-recording that album, but never came to be because Simon's now left the band. One cool thing though, Metal Forces, which is playing now, that was also re-recorded as a bonus track on this album, but it's on the Japanese edition, which I'm trying to track down, but if I find a decent priced edition of it, the shipping is just, yeah, so one day, excuse me 1 second. Which leads us to this new masterpiece of an album. If I got this, yeah, here we go. Basically picks up where, well no, in terms of songwriting it's pretty consistent with the past albums, but where you say, where this marks a new era of the band, because it's like a reunion album, now this marks a new era for the band because it's a new lineup. So they've got a new drummer, new second guitarist. Why isn't this focusing? Why aren't you focusing? Anyway, let's try and get that. Yeah. So new singer as well. That's what I was getting to. So yeah, Sai had to leave the band, and I don't know what it is, but a new lineup, new young bloods. Just not that there was anything wrong, but the new members have just driven a fucking adrenaline shot into the band, and everyone's firing from all cylinders on this album. Dave Garnett, the new vocalist, fits like a glove. He really does. He's got just the right balance between sounding similar and sounding different. He uses growls as well. He's got more sort of modern, aggressive approach. Every song on this could easily be a single. Every song on this could easily open the set. It's possibly album of 2020. It's that good. If you look into the description on this video, I'll link you to the metal show with Gully and Joe, where I interview Nige Rockett, and me and Gully go through the album track by track for a much more in-depth review. So yeah, check out Onslaught, check out the next video when it comes in. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe and all that good stuff, and I'll see you all soon. Thanks a lot. Metal.